Many of you may not have heard everything that's been said about me online the past couple of weeks. If this is the first time you guys are hearing about it, I'm sorry to be the one bringing it up.
Already had no alcoholic drinks.
So the truth is, I went to a party, which I did do, and I drank.
All right, buckle up, buttercups, because the digital apocalypse just got a terms and conditions update, and guess who's starring in the sequel? You. Yes, you, scrolling through this festering petri dish of human attention. You thought doom would come in a hail of fire and brimstone? Nope. It slithered in through your Wi-Fi router, disguised as another algorithmically optimized dopamine hit, and now, congratulations, you're knee-deep in the PaulTooReal debacle, the felony years.
Framing PaulTooReal for saying the N-word was so messed up. I mean, if you look at the video, it is so clearly AI. You can tell by the voice, and also kind of the video too, but if you can't tell that video is AI, then you're slow. But I saw some comments saying, this is AI, but let's pretend that it's not. And bro, that is so... Now, if you hate PaulTooReal, it's whatever, bro. Just like block him. But making up these videos with AI just to try and cancel him is so fucked up. I personally don't like PaulTooReal either, but the reason why I'm making this video is because you guys are taking it way too far.
Remember when we all collectively decided that certain corners of the internet were just a bit much? Like that one uncle who brings a taxidermied squirrel to Thanksgiving? Well, the internet has officially become that uncle, except the squirrel is sentient, speaks in TikTok dances, and apparently just got slapped with a federal indictment. Let's rewind, shall we, through the primordial ooze of trending sounds and influencer tears to the moment when the PaulTooReal situation transcended mere online cringe and achieved the coveted status of thing your lawyer tells you never to Google.
So there's recently been a video going around the internet, and it looks like me, but it's not. And they used the use of AI to try to frame me. Just wanted to share my experience with this because I know it happens to a lot of other influencers, and I just wanted to let you guys know that this can be happening to all of your favorite creators or people that you don't even like. And we just have to be more aware of it as technology gets more enhanced. And a lot of people are in the comments saying, as much as I hate Paul, this stuff is AI.
It started innocently enough, didn't it? A whisper in the digital wind, a fleeting glimpse into a reality so profoundly baffling it made your frontal lobe do the Macarena. We all saw it. We all recoiled. We all desperately tried to scrub it from our collective consciousness like a cursed image burned onto our retinas. But the internet, that relentless beast, just kept churning out more, didn't it? Like a broken vending machine dispensing expired existential dread. And now, here we are. The digital chickens have come home to roost, except these chickens have AI-generated beaks and a crippling addiction to clout. The PaulTooReal situation, in all its glorious, brain-melting absurdity, has crossed some invisible digital Rubicon. Apparently, the digital deities that govern this chaotic realm of memes and misinformation have finally looked down, blinked their 1,000 unblinking algorithmic eyes, and said, okay, that's enough, even for us.
And this time it's because a video basically emerged of him saying that he likes Nick as well as drinking spicy water. And now everybody's canceling him for that. Essentially because he's not of age and this is setting a bad example for his followers. But let's be real, I think we all did a little something in high school. Half the people that are actually complaining about him doing this are openly doing it on their page. It's just a bit hypocritical. Leave him alone, let him live. He's in high school, let him have his fun. There was even another video that resurfaced saying he didn't even like it and he doesn't even know if he's ever gonna do it again. That's the thing about life, guys, you try things and make mistakes. There is no reason anybody should be making threats for something as small as this. You can disagree, but you don't gotta do all that now. But whose side are y'all on? Team Paul or Team Hater? Let me know in the comments.
What exactly enough entails in this context is still murkier than a Twitch streamer's explanation for their latest controversy, but the key takeaway is this. Engaging with the PaulTooReal situation is now, allegedly, a one-way ticket to a strongly worded letter from someone with a very serious-sounding job title and probably a disturbing amount of knowledge about internet law. Think about that for a second. We've reached a point where the digital manifestation of someone's thing is so potent, so deeply unsettling, so fundamentally wrong that the powers that be have deemed it a threat to the very fabric of our online and possibly offline sanity. What does that say about us? About our insatiable appetite for the bizarre, our rubbernecking fascination with train wrecks, our collective descent into the digital abyss fueled by endless scrolling and the faint hope of a genuine human connection that never quite materializes? It says, my friends, that we are all participants in a slow-motion digital suicide pact, and the PaulTooReal situation was just the cyanide pill disguised as a viral trend. Remember those early days of the internet? The dial-up screech, the GeoCities websites, The naive belief that this technology would somehow unite us all in a harmonious global village, we were so adorably wrong. Instead, we built a panopticon of self-promotion and judgment.
Hello, I'm Gidget Jones, and I'm making this video mostly because I've had a lot of requests to make it. I don't really think that my story is worth an entire video. Don't look at that. I don't really think my story is worth an entire video about it, but a lot of people want to make one, so I'm going to. And I also just want to clear some things up real quick. First off, I'd like to say I don't consider myself a victim. I'm not a victim in this situation. I was uncomfortable, but I don't consider myself a victim. I also want to say that I'm not trying to shame Paul in any way for drinking or smoking because I'm not really one to talk, but I just think it's really hypocritical. A lot of the things he posts about his relationship with God and stuff like that, and then behind closed doors, he chooses to do things like that in secret. I'm not trying to be a hypocrite because I in no way, shape, or form try to hide what I do and the kind of lifestyle I have, and I don't shame others for living that lifestyle, unless they are shaming people first for living that lifestyle. That's where I find an issue. Also, another thing to mention is his video that says a relationship without Jesus is just lust. I think that's actually crazy, a crazy thing to say. I myself, I'm not really sure what I identify as religiously. I say the closest thing I am is atheist. So if I'm atheist, does that mean I'm nothing but lust? And everybody else who's atheist or anything else that isn't Christian? It's not really that big of a deal to me, but I do think it deserves to be heard. He was touching a lot of the girls there. He was like one of the only guys. There was like 3 guys. It was him, my boyfriend, and one of my boyfriend's best friends. Those are pretty much the only guys that were there. And Paul was touching a lot of girls, like on their thighs, touching their arms, their shoulders, all of that, just touching a lot of girls. And everybody there was single, except for me. So at first I didn't really think that much of it until he touched me. And he knew I had a boyfriend too. And my boyfriend was right there. He touched my thigh. I like kind of swiped his hand away. And then the rest of the night I kind of avoided him because weirdo. But yeah, all that went down. And then that same night he made out with this girl. Sure, you guys have seen some pictures of them together. Yeah, they made out that night. I've seen some rumors that they had sex. As far as I know, that's not true. I don't think that's true. I really don't think that's true. But yeah, I've also seen people say that Paul groped me. He did not grope me. He just touched me on my thigh. Kind of high up, but he did not grope me. I'd also like to speak about how this video got out to the world. I posted it on my Snapchat story, a private Snapchat story, and I put the text, "Why is everybody meat riding Paul?" Because they got to work. I mean, it was party and everybody's on the bed surrounding Paul. Like, let's get a life. And I'd also like to mention how most of the girls in that video, up until they had met him that night, we would always make fun of him. We would always joke about getting him canceled because we knew what he did. We knew what kind of person he was. I was a little confused. Anyways, Paul texts me. One of the first things he says, he's just like, "Please, please, please." And I text back and I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are you begging me for?" And he's like, "Can you take that video down? Can you like take that video down? Can you delete it?" And I'm like, "What video? What are you talking about?" And I thought he was talking about my story at first. But then I get sent the TikTok and I'm like, "Oh, holy shit. Holy wow." I want to say I had nothing to do with that video being posted. At least the first time. At least the first time. But then after that was posted, a lot of people saw it. People were reposting it. And I was commenting on them because people were like, "This is AI. This is AI." And I'm like, "No, it's not. You want to know some more? Yeah, you want to know some more? You want some more?" Anyways, yeah, I gave the people some more. I gave them some more and they got that more. And that's how there's a lot more now of videos from that night. And also, Paul texted me again after I gave people more pictures and videos of him. He texted me again. "Oh, you're a terrible person. Oh, I would never do this to you. Oh, blah, 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 blah." And I'm just like, bruh, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. Nobody's lying. Nope. Like, just don't, he's the liar. Like, just don't be a liar and then you won't get canceled for shit like this. But yeah, he's texting me and then I ended up saying something like, "Well, maybe don't touch girls' thighs that you barely know." And he's like, "Oh, confession number one. Confession number one." Actually, 2 confessions. 2 in 1. 2 in 1. Anyways. And then I'm like, "That wasn't long after you got there, so you drove there drunk?" "Yes." "Oh, you stupid." And then I screenshot it and he's like, "Fucking post that, aren't you?" Yes, you just admitted to touching me, drinking, and driving drunk. Boom. Especially when someone is already exposing you, like, you gotta at least be smart with it, brother. Not even to mention all the accusations that him and his girlfriend are bullies. I don't know a whole lot about that, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. Another thing I want to address. Calling me and other people who are speaking up right now clout chasers. It's mostly Paul who's saying that, actually. If I was a clout chaser, I would have posted that video the moment I took it, you little. Should have been done way then, way there. July 2nd, you would have been done. Yup, you would have been done, but you're not. Well, now you are.
The gladiatorial arena where attention is the only currency and sanity is a rapidly depreciating asset. And in this glorious mess, the PaulTooReal situation emerged, a shining beacon of, well, something that clearly violated several unspoken and apparently some very spoken rules of digital engagement. What were those rules exactly? Good question. In the ever-shifting landscape of online content, the goalposts move faster than a TikTok dance trend. One day you're posting harmless thirst traps, the next you're facing a congressional hearing. The line between edgy humor and actionable offense has blurred to the point of non-existence, leaving us all teetering on the precipice of digital damnation. And the PaulTooReal situation, bless its chaotic heart, apparently cannonballed right off that precipice, taking a significant chunk of internet culture with it. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what is the PaulTooReal situation? And to that I say,
Bro, I didn't even know what MAGA was until people started, like, saying that I support it. And I was like, bro, what even is that? I just find it very weird that you guys are going to cancel me. Like, if Kamala was president, I'd also repost that. I was just reposting who our president was that we're supposed to respect. Also, that was a long time ago. Also, I've never stated my political views on this because I just think it gets messy, and that's why I don't. There's things that I agree with on the Democratic side and the Republican. Also, please stop trying to cancel me over any minor inconvenience.
Does it even matter anymore? The specifics have become almost irrelevant, lost in a haze of speculation, outrage, and heavily pixelated screenshots. What truly matters is the impact, the seismic ripple it sent through the already fragile ecosystem of online discourse. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, the meme that finally made the internet say, okay, we need to talk about boundaries. Except, in true internet fashion, the conversation immediately devolved into screaming, pointing fingers, and even more baffling content trying to capitalize on the drama.
Heard everything that's been said about me online the past couple of weeks. If this is the first time you guys are hearing about it, I'm sorry to be the one bringing it up. For the people who have seen the rumors and watched me get cyberbullied online for the past couple of weeks, I want to speak up about this. I've stayed quiet about these accusations because the people behind the accusations are the people trying to get me canceled and who are hating on me. And I didn't want to play along in their little game. The cyberbullies' words and accusations have reached my loyal fans, and it honestly hurts to see loyal fans believe all these rumors and lies. I want you to know I am who I've always been, and these things being said that are almost impossible to believe are lies or things that are twisted far out of context. These things are meant to harm me and also you. So I want to be honest with all of you guys, and this is the only full true thing in the pack of lies that everyone is spreading about me. So the truth is, I went to a party, which I did do, and which did also happen, and I tried nicotine. While under the influence of alcohol, I said the word addicted. Let me just be clear, I'm not addicted to anything. I regret my choices from that night and I've moved past it. Did I make a bad decision? Yes. But the haters ran with it to make it seem way worse than it is. And they do this to try to ruin my platform. Outside of that choice that has been used to bully me, shame me, and just spread hate, none of the other allegations or accusations are true. Literally not one other one. Listen to that clearly. If any of that was true, I would own up to it right now. People have made fake Snap accounts that look like my profile, but there's things that are a little bit different about them, but just to try to accuse me of things that I would never do. They've made fake AI videos, and they've made story times of people who I've never even met before. Some screenshots of old humorous posts that I've made have been brought up again to try to make me look bad and criticized as if I was actually being serious. If you look at the original posts, you can tell that I was obviously being humorous. Some of those were trends that I joined in on, and most of my content is meant to make you smile or laugh. Twisting the context of these posts is another tactic that these cyberbullies have been doing to me the past few weeks. Also, let's talk about another situation that has been twisted around and I've been accused about the past few weeks. Taking a photo or making a video with the girl does not mean she's my girlfriend. A lot of influencers are girls and they're also my friends. We go on brand trips and we take photos together. And we make content, and that's just what influencers do. Have I ever said that any of them are my girlfriend in my content? No. I've only had a few serious relationships, and when it's serious enough, I've shared it with you guys. And that's all there is to know about my relationships with girls. Content has always been there to help lift you up, make you laugh, or just make you feel seen, and that hasn't changed, and neither have I. I won't apologize for things that I haven't done. I'm here to own up my mistake and clear up the lies that are being spread about me. What I've lived through for 3 weeks is just full-scale cyberbullying, and I'm not letting lies, fake accounts, or cancel culture define me. I'm still here, I'm focusing on what I love, and I'm handling this the right way. And I'm handling this with my team, not filled with any drama.
And let's not forget the fan base. Oh, the fan base. Every internet phenomenon, no matter how profoundly weird or objectively terrible, attracts its loyal devotees. These are the brave, or perhaps deeply misguided souls, who saw the PaulTooReal situation not as a harbinger of digital doom, but as something else. A form of artistic expression, a social commentary, a cry for help wrapped in layers of irony and questionable decisions. Whatever it was, they embraced it with the fervor of religious zealots, dissecting every pixel, every utterance, every cryptic post with the intensity of archaeologists unearthing ancient scrolls. They built their online shrines, their fan fiction epics, their elaborate conspiracy theories around the central enigma that was PaulTooReal. And now they're probably lawyering up, frantically deleting their browser history and trying to explain to their bewildered relatives why the FBI just sent them a strongly worded email about a series of AI-generated, well, we don't talk about it. The irony, of course, is that by making the PaulTooReal situation illegal, the internet has only amplified its mystique. Forbidden fruit, after all, tastes the sweetest, especially when that fruit is rumored to be digitally poisonous. The Streisand effect is in full swing, and now even your grandma, who still thinks a hashtag is a pound sign, is probably wondering what all the fuss is about. Congratulations, internet, you played yourself. You tried to bury the digital weirdness, but instead, you've created an urban legend, a cautionary tale whispered in the dark corners of Reddit.
Kind of just wanted to address a little situation going on. So, as you guys have probably seen, in my comments, a lot of people are saying like, oh, he's fine now, or like, oh, whatever, but literally maybe a month ago, people were calling me chuzz or chopped or whatever, and before people even comment about your looks, I just wanted to let you know that they're not the only thing that matters. With TikTok thirst traps, it's making it seem like that's the only thing that matters because that's the only thing people are really seeing you as, but I just wanted to let you know that what really matters is what is in your heart and what your heart looks like. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but it's just like you can be the prettiest person, and if your heart isn't fine or whatever, you probably should reevaluate yourself, because even when people were calling me chopped and stuff like that, like my videos, I try to support people and help people through hard times and just make people laugh, I guess. I know it's really cheesy, but that's, I guess, what my content is for. And when people were calling me like chopped or chuzz or whatever, my heart was very like, I don't know, I guess you could say fine, or like, I don't know, like my heart was in the best place possible. And I just want to let you know, now people are calling me, oh, why is he actually fine now, and blah blah blah. But I just want to let you know, whether you think I'm fine, chopped cheese, chopped salad, whatever you think I am, I just want to let you know that that's not the only thing that matters, and every single person is beautiful in their own way. And I just really feel so sad when people only think of people from their looks, because even though some people now think I'm good looking because, I don't know, maybe I got a haircut, I changed my style a little bit.
A forbidden search term that will forever haunt the annals of online history. And where do we, the perpetually online masses, fit into all of this? We are the witnesses, the rubberneckers, the unwitting accomplices to this digital drama. We clicked the links, we shared the memes, we fueled the algorithm that propelled the PaulTooReal situation into the stratosphere of infamy. We are the consumers of this digital garbage fire, and now we're all coughing on the toxic fumes. Maybe this is what we deserve. Maybe this is the natural consequence of a society that prioritizes fleeting online validation over genuine human connection. Maybe the PaulTooReal situation becoming illegal is not a sign of the internet finally growing up, but a stark reminder of just how far we've all fallen down the digital rabbit hole. My therapist, bless her cotton socks, keeps telling me to log off, to touch grass, to reconnect with the real world. But what is the real world anymore? Is it the crumbling infrastructure and the existential dread of late-stage capitalism? Or is it the endless stream of bizarre and often deeply disturbing content that floods our screens every waking moment? Honestly, sometimes I think the internet is the less terrifying option. At least here, the absurdity is up front. In the real world, it's just lurking behind a veneer of normalcy. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Should we be outraged? Should we demand answers? Should we start a petition to decriminalize whatever digital horror the PaulTooReal situation entailed? Honestly, I'm too mentally exhausted to care. My brain feels like it's been run through a digital blender, set to puree existential dread. The only thing I can muster is a weary sigh and the vague hope that whatever comes next won't be quite as PaulTooReal. But let's be honest, in the ever-escalating arms race of online absurdity, that's probably wishful thinking. The internet is a lawless frontier, and for every digital menace that gets shut down, 10 more grotesque abominations will rise to take its place. It's the circle of digital life, and we're all just hamsters on the wheel of online insanity. Maybe the illegality of the PaulTooReal situation is a sign that we've finally reached peak internet, a sign that the digital experiment has gone horribly, hilariously wrong, or maybe it's just Tuesday. In the grand scheme of things, does it even matter? The earth is still spinning, the algorithms are still churning, and somewhere out there, another baffling trend is brewing, waiting to ensnare our attention and further erode our already fragile sanity. So, what are you going to do? Log off? Rejoin humanity? Learn a new skill? Or are you, like me, just going to keep scrolling, waiting for the next digital train wreck to capture your fleeting attention? A morbid sense of curiosity warring with the creeping realization that you are slowly but surely losing your mind to the endless onslaught of online absurdity? Yeah, me too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I hear my brain cells staging a revolt. It's probably for the best if I don't interfere. After all, what's one more glitch in the digital matrix at this point?